Hello and welcome back to GrindCraft. Now, as you may suspect, the bold statement that I made in the last video, in the update video, has not come true. I have not finished the quarry yet. We are not ready for that just yet. However, I am optimistic that I can finish it off this week. So maybe within a couple videos we'll be ready to go here, but I am not ready yet for me to make that announcement. When I do finish the quarry, I will do it on camera. Just so you know, that's coming. But for now, it's not done yet. Also, I did test this before I started recording. I'm pretty sure my audio issues are fixed, so I should be a little easier to hear now. I think the last time I tried to fix it, I set the volume on the wrong input device, and then for some reason my microphone decided it didn't want to exist anymore, and so I've had a bit of an odd evening so far trying to fix all that and finally got it to work. So hopefully you can hear me a little bit better now. I know that when I was listening to my videos back, I struggled to hear it at the same volume level as some other videos that I watch, so yeah. But today's video is not an update video. It's not anything too crazy. We're just gonna do a normal couple days of quarry work, and right now this current quarry is all set on its borders, so we're actually gonna do some stone quarry work in this video, which I don't think I've done on camera before, so I'll show you a little bit about that, about what that's like. Obviously the normal deepslate quarry stuff you've seen before, but it is part of my normal work stream here, so you're gonna see part of it again. I think we are now a little bit deeper than the last time I showed you normal quarry, deepslate quarry work. So it's possible that you'll see a little bit more danger in this, because I think slimes spawn a little more frequently now that we are lower in the world. We also have had, there's some lava that I've been trying to deal with here and there. It's not too frequent, but it does cause a little bit of consternation. The lava that's over near the border that we could see peeking out from the other quarry, that lava is actually dealt with now, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. Okay, so that's done, and that's done. But yeah, so I think I've mostly cleared out one of the lava lakes, but there's this other one over here that's still a bit of a concern for the moment, and that's just been taking up a little extra time here and there. As you could see just there, I had to fill in a couple of lava blocks. Ultimately, not too much concern, but or not too much work to do, but it does take up a little extra time as we're doing these quarries. Make sure we grab every item here. I'm not too concerned about it, but I do try to grab every item. If it's like easy enough for me to do, I will grab every item. All right, so we've got our first quarry outputs here. I was doing some work earlier, but it looks like it's all cleared out. So we have a fresh slate on our sorter inputs, which is excellent. Also, yeah, we are low enough on the stone quarry that slimes are spawning here now, so I do have a little extra worry, a little extra concern there, and I have to sometimes knock down a couple slimes here and there, but it's not too frequently, and it's not too difficult, so not too worried about it. But you can see now why I've decided to start doing this stone quarry work is because it's something I can do that is quick, that I can make progress on, but it doesn't require that super breaker thing. So I can just quickly do a few rows, and I go back and forth. So I go down, up, down, and then I just grab the blocks after my last run. And that usually brings me to about 2 1/4, 2 1/3 inventory rows of items, yeah. And you can see we're almost done with the stone quarry, actually. So we're getting to the point now where we're almost done with the deepslate quarry. We're almost done with the stone quarry. Like we'll be ready to keep moving here very shortly. Still have 93 seconds left, which is classic. I'm going to come down here. I have started the construction of the new, what I'm going to call the central staging area. This will not be disruptive to the sorter, the main sorter that I build, because it is located entirely within the central chunk. I intend to build the sorter in sort of these perimeter chunks. So like, I think it's a total of 12 chunks around the perimeter of this central 5x5 area. And so it should be fine for me to have this central chunk dedicated to staging. And I did put iron doors down just because there's still a chance that from time to time we'll see like slimes, or we'll see raids spawn on one of the quarry, on one of the active quarries, or even we'll get mobs coming in from nether portals that will potentially just wander around on the bedrock floor. So I kind of want to have some security for my camera account, who I have yet to move, but I will move at some point, and for all of the items that I'll store in that central staging area. So I didn't want it to be completely open to the elements. I think it's also somewhat shorter than the current staging area, and that's because I have found myself from time to time having to jump in order to like accurately place shulker boxes in the current staging area. I prefer not to have to do that if I'm going to have a permanent staging location in the central chunk of the world. So yeah, and I did something similar in the nether. I actually didn't put the staging in the central chunk. I put it next to the active quarry. So I think I'll probably have the staging areas kind of move. They'll be mobile. So I'll put the staging areas next to the active quarry, and then the central chunk is actually where the nether portal lives. So that's sort of the center of the world for the nether, because I don't intend for there to be, you know, any reason for me to like be AFK in the nether, at least not at the moment. And if I make like a farm that needs me to be AFK, then I'll build an AFK spot there, and I won't have to worry about it. And that should be fine. But yeah, I haven't done anything yet with the rest of the bedrock floor, so if you have suggestions about what I can do with that bedrock floor, with all the space that I have cleared out, I am still taking them. I think probably my first instinct is maybe the best one, which is just to move some of the villagers around over to this one, because it would be good to have a permanent spot for those villagers, but at the same time, I don't have a good final design for my villager trading hall, so I might want to do that first. Let's see. I don't know why I'm down here. I need to be up at the stone quarry. Just not even paying attention. It's that streamer brain kicking in. I'm not even streaming and I'm getting streamer brain. Classic. Yeah, what else have I been up to? Oh, I did a lot of work on the nether. I actually cleared out this is why I was able to do stuff in the nether. I cleared out the nether to the bedrock floor in in sort of that central 6x6 that I had initially done. I think it's 6x6. So I actually have a flat bedrock floor in the central quarry, which is fantastic. I don't have to worry about that anymore. And I also, because there was a bunch of stuff in storage in the nether, I had to move all that somewhere. So I actually moved all that out. And so all of the blackstone, netherrack, basalt, and then all of the various bits and bobs, like nether ores and things, they're all cleared out of the nether. So that storage is now all set. I don't really have a good storage spot for any of that right now, but I think it is only a matter of time before I kind of have a good picture of where I want my storage to be longer term for some of this stuff. And I think at some point it's possible that I resurrect some of the sort of storing items in their dedicated chunks. But I think for now, for the central 3x3, these 9, what is this, like, it's 9 times 25, so 180, 225. So the central 225 chunks, I think I'll probably keep it as utility stuff, like farming stuff, because if it's going to be loaded pretty much all the time. I want it to be something useful. The storage stuff, like actually storing like huge amounts of shulker boxes of resources, we can put that farther out. That doesn't need to live here. And for now, I can maybe just do that in the end. I am starting to rethink using the end as like bulk storage in barrels, realizing that I can probably build a shulker farm in the end again. I could probably just go back to using shulker boxes to compress storage. So I feel a little bit silly having done a whole bunch of work to do that, and now I might go back on my word, but so it goes. I'm rambling a little bit here because I do need to wait for nighttime, because it's almost nighttime. It's almost bedtime, but it's not quite there. Oh, I have been doing, I don't know why my chunk boundaries are on. This is a train wreck of a video, guys. I have been doing a lot of work on smelting kelp up. So there's a lot of fuel in these furnaces right now. And all of the rest of the fuel, I think, is backlogged. So like all of the XP smelter and the kelp smelter itself, like it should all be pretty well situated. But I'm starting to work on getting the fuel for this manual smelting setup all done. And also over here, I did clear out the enough of the coal ore and the iron ore that it's not yelling at me anymore. There's not like a lit lamp there. So I don't have to worry about that overflowing too much. I am going to try to keep that relatively well situated. I don't want to have a whole bunch of ores backlogged, and as a result of all that work, I do have, I can find the right shulker box. Oh, yeah, I think I did a little bit of gold. There's a lot more iron. That shulker box is almost full of blocks of iron. And then I started making them into blocks of coal. I have a lot of coal now, which is fantastic to see. Almost time for bed. Come on. Come on. Boom. All right. So yeah, that's some of the work that I've been doing here and there. Obviously, we don't have enough. I don't have enough like redstone ore or lapis ore right now for me to like go and make that a whole thing. I might have some still left in various chests or various shulker boxes that I haven't sorted through yet, but I haven't really gone around and done anything with those right now. It's possible that I do that in the future and try to like get those resources kind of compressed down into, say, blocks of redstone or blocks of lapis, whatever, even blocks of diamond potentially. But for the moment, that's not necessary, at least not as far as I can tell, because those resources are still in a single double chest in the sorter. I think maybe the exception to that is deepslate redstone ore. I think there's maybe a shulker box of that I have stashed away somewhere, but that is easy enough for me to go and like just kind of work through. I might do that today, come to think of it. Find that redstone ore and kind of get rid of a bunch of it. But we'll see. It all depends on what I'm feeling of a given day. Like one day I just decided that I felt like clearing out the nether, and I did that, and it took a really long time and it was kind of finicky, but it's done now. I don't have to worry about that anymore. And then I think yesterday I didn't make a whole lot of progress on the quarrying because I was so focused on doing that kelp smelting stuff. I was really paying attention to that. So I'm kind of fickle with what I decide to pay attention to in any given day. It means that my progress, I'm going to keep doing, making progress, but it is a little bit sporadic when it comes to certain things. So just I guess, manage expectations. Sometimes I won't make the same amount of progress because I decided that I wanted to focus on something else that day. It happens. Like one such thing is probably moving villagers and also like getting new villagers set up, because I have a whole lot of villagers that I'd like to set up that I just haven't had the time. And they aren't all that important. Like, really the only villagers I need are, one, something to make me money, and two, farmer villagers for golden carrots. I don't think I really need anything else. Like, having the glass trades from the librarians is kind of nice, and it's good to have the book trades just for backup tools if I ever, just in case I ever need to make new tools, but it's really not necessary at this point. I've got pretty much all the tools I'll ever need. I'm gonna knock on wood quick, because otherwise I'm gonna end up losing all my tools in some kind of karma-related accident. Or tempting fate-related accident? I don't know. And actually, I have been meaning to go and do some work on backup tools and armor. I did a bunch of work on that before, at least when it came to tools. I think I set up like 3 or 4 sets of guests' tools, but I had 3 or 4 guests come by, and then like none of them are able to log into the server anymore, so those tools are just gone. It might be good for me to go and seek out some extra tools, and I think since 1.20 I actually have to go and get a netherite upgrade template pattern thingy. I'm not really sure what it's called because I've never used it before, but I think I have to go and do that, and it's something that I find in a bastion, but I'd have to go to a new one because they haven't spawned. The ones that I spawned in my world before presumably don't have this particular loot item. So that's a little annoying, but it is something that I have on my to-do list. It's like a thing that I could go and do. It's just a matter of me finding the motivation to go and do it. But why would I do that when I've got all this quarrying to do, right? Like, there's no point. And even if I do lose all this armor and these tools, I still have a netherite. I still have a bunch of backup netherite pickaxes with silk tut, like all of these same enchantments. So it wouldn't be too bad. And I do have backup elytras as well. So it shouldn't be too big of a deal for me to go and pick up. Oh, I've hit the beacon level. That's interesting. Didn't realize that I was there. But it shouldn't be too big of a deal for me to go and pick up a netherite upgrade smithing template, and then do a little bit of work, because I do have a whole bunch of ancient debris that I could turn into netherite ingots. It's just a matter of doing it, really. So I could make an entire set of backup armor, probably backup axe, backup sword, backup shovel. What is that, 6? Oh, sorry, hit the mic. Oh no. 6 or 7 netherite ingots is not too big of an imposition for me, really. Pretty sure that's within my budget right now, based on the ancient debris that I have at the moment. Though I think it might be, that might mean that it's time for me to go and do some more work in the nether so that I can get more netherite ingots, because I'm cutting it a little fine, if I'm honest. 6 or 7 is going to clean me out, I'm pretty sure. So it might be time to do some more quarrying in the nether so I get more ancient debris, so I can make those backup tools. I'd certainly be happy to do that. Maybe that's what I'll do in the next video, given that I'm pretty sure I won't actually finish this quarry before the next video needs to drop. By the way, I guess I could have just waited for me to finish the quarry in order to drop the next update. But I kind of want to keep on this 3-day video schedule. I really like being able to do that. I think it makes a fair amount of sense for me to do that. And it seems like it's kind of the natural rhythm, like looking at, just kind of watching the analytics on YouTube, like today is 3 days. Like I'm recording this day, the day that this is released. In fact, very close to when it needs to be released. So I don't think there's going to be a second take on this one, but looking at the sort of the statistics, like today is when the views have kind of peaked, and I think it's kind of all downhill from here. So in order to keep the sort of the rhythm of the channel going, I think it makes sense for me to do a video today and release it today so that we kind of keep things steaming forward. By the way, I'm doing another run just because I have extra time, and I would like this video to be a minute or so longer. So we're gonna do one more run at the stone quarry. not picking anything up, which is weird. No, I am picking things up. I can't quite hear it because my volume is a little bit off, it seems, but that's okay. It's actually good for me to get extra progress in the stone quarry because I have been needing to focus more on the deepslate quarry as I've been filling in those lava lakes, as well as all the time I spent like clearing out the next deepslate quarry so that it was ready, and filling in this giant cave down here. Like, that was kind of a pain, but all of the platforms I put down there are now gone, so I think it was worth it. Ultimately, it did make things easier for me, so I feel good about that overall. Cool. Well, I think we're done here. So yeah, that's what my life is going to look like for the next week or so, I think. I don't know how long this will take me to clear out, actually, but it definitely won't be. It definitely won't be today. I'll tell you that much. But when I do come close to finishing it, I will make sure to record a video so that you all get to see the last moment of me clearing out this quarry, because I'm really excited for it to be done, and it will give me an opportunity to potentially move some of my farms out of this chunk, or these chunks, and possibly redesign some of these farms, because like I said in the last video, I don't think that these designs necessarily make the most sense. So I think it'll be good for me to kind of just kind of shift things around a little bit on some of these. And I think probably the first few farms that I'd move are like the sugarcane farm, the kelp farm, and the cactus farm. The mob farm I might wait for a little while just because it's gonna be more complicated. I don't know. We'll see. And that melon farm, honestly, I might just tear that thing out because I don't think there's any reason for it to exist anymore. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about all that. I've definitely got some stuff to do in the coming weeks, but that is it from me today. So thank you all for watching. As you can see, the sunset. Maybe we should go find if I can do. I don't want to fly backwards. If I can find a good spot to watch the sunset. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate you continuing to come and support these videos. Actually, the last video did really well, so thank you, especially if you watched that video. Keep liking, keep commenting, keep subscribing, and most of all, keep grinding. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.